Good evening, everyone. This is Dana from NexGen, and welcome to Me Inc. This week in our NexGen series, we're going to be talking about dividend income. And dividend income is one of our streams of income. We started out with earned income. Last week, we discussed interest income. And this evening, we're going to do an overview of dividend income. But as always, let's go ahead and define what we mean by dividend income. This is the definition of dividend income. And it's pretty much when the company makes a significant profit. They would distribute their earnings, if you will, among their shareholders, because businesses basically, in most cases, answer to the shareholders. So what they do is they would give dividends to their shareholders as a reward for the investment they made. So let's say that you invested some money into a company, and the company had some really good earnings. And what they would do is they would take those earnings and distribute it among the shareholders. Sometimes people get interest income and dividend income mixed up. So last week we talked about interest income, and it's pretty much interest that you receive for lending your money. And it's a contract to promise that you would get a certain percentage for lending that money. In contrast, dividend income is shares of profits. Now, sometimes the company may not make a profit, but if they do, they may distribute it among the shareholders. The major differences: one is for loaning, which is interest income, and another one is for investing, which is dividend income. Interest income, for the most part, is guaranteed, and dividend income is not guaranteed. And here are examples of companies that pay dividends. And these are pretty much the categories they would fall into. I do know a lot about oil and gas and utilities, but there are other companies as well. Now, you may be asking, why would a company pay dividends? Well, a lot of companies start out with investors. And so when they get investors, they want to give back, especially when the company is doing well. So when the company is doing well, based on how they manage the company from the money that they received from the investors or the shareholders, then that would encourage other investors to invest in the company, which would make it grow. So that's one way. Also, it helps maintain the investor's trust. If they are receiving regular dividend payments, then the investor is assured that this company, for the most part, is doing well. Another reason why companies pay dividends is because in some countries, the income is tax-free. Now, I'll be putting some additional information in the description below, so please make sure that you go down there and check it out. We're just basically doing an overview today. As I said, today is an overview of dividend income. And what we did was we defined what dividend income is and the difference between dividend income and interest income that we talked about last week. The interest income we talked about last week. We talked about some companies that pay dividends, the different categories that they're in, and also we talked about why companies would pay dividends. And as I said before, please make sure that you check out the links that I have in the description below, because for those that are interested in dividend income, I think that it will be very valuable for you. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put them in the comments section below. And again, thank you for stopping by and looking at another stream of income. And we will see you next week with another stream of income. In the meantime, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.